Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Always fun.
Today, we're going to be cracking open the world of Brian Chesky,
Oh, yeah. Airbnb guy.
the CEO of Airbnb. And we've got this great YouTube interview with him from The Diary of a CEO.
It's a good one.
Yeah, this is really packed with insights. So,
He goes deep.
yeah, we're going to pull out some of those for you guys today. So let's just jump right in.
Okay.
His childhood, honestly, is really kind of fascinating, and it sheds light on so much of his journey. So,
It really does. I think you can really see the roots of Airbnb in his early life.
yeah,
He was a sensitive kid, and he used art as an escape.
kind of a way to deal with challenges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would create these new worlds almost like,
Like he was looking to belong somewhere.
yeah, spaces where he belonged.
Yeah, and I think that's so interesting, that yearning for connection,
Right.
for belonging, it's such a human thing. And have you ever felt like an outsider?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's amazing how that can be a catalyst for some pretty amazing things.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating how his journey eventually led him to Airbnb.
Right.
But before we get there, let's talk about his choice to study industrial design.
That's not a typical path to tech CEO.
It's not. But when you think about it,
There's a connection.
there is. Industrial design focuses on, creating functional, beautiful products that solve problems in the real world.
And it's not just aesthetics, it's about understanding how things work, how they're made, how they impact people's lives.
Exactly. And that's what's so interesting about Airbnb.
Right.
They're not just selling rooms.
Right.
They're selling experiences. They're
Yeah.
selling connections.
Yeah.
A sense of belonging.
It's that idea of, we talked about conditional love a little bit, and he talks about that in the interview.
Yeah, he's got some really interesting things to say about that.
He says a lot of people chase success, seeking love and validation,
But that kind of love is never enough.
like trying to fill a cup with a hole in the bottom.
Exactly. You're constantly seeking external validation, but it never truly satisfies
Right.
that need for connection.
You would think somebody who achieved his level of success would feel fulfilled.
You would think.
But he talks very openly about the loneliness.
Yeah, it's really incredible how candid he is about it.
As the company grew,
Yeah.
lines are blurring between personal and professional life.
Yeah.
And he was surrounded by people, but
But felt isolated.
yeah, he says lonely leaders are probably not the best leaders.
Right.
You don't have as much resilience.
Makes you think, are we sacrificing personal connections on the altar of success?
It's a good reminder
It is.
to check in with ourselves.
Absolutely.
Now, what was it like in those early days of Airbnb?
Well, it's interesting because Airbnb, it wasn't born out of some grand vision.
To disrupt the travel industry.
Right. They just needed to pay rent.
They needed to pay rent.
So they turned their apartment into a bed and breakfast during a design conference.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
So simple, born out of necessity, turned into this global phenomenon.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it kind of makes you realize that even the most groundbreaking ideas, they often start small.
Yeah.
Right.
Solving a real need.
Mm-hmm. Creating something people love.
And speaking of love,
Oh, yeah?
Chesky shares this great piece of advice from Paul Graham,
Yeah.
founder of Y Combinator.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I remember what he said, yeah.
It's better to have 100 people love you than 1,000,000 people just kind of like you.
That's so good.
Isn't it?
Quality over quantity.
Yeah. Finding your tribe, the people who resonate with what you're creating.
Don't get caught up in trying to please everyone.
Right. Focus on creating something exceptional for a smaller audience.
And that's what they did.
They did.
That brings us to the customer experience.
Oh, yeah. Another key ingredient in Airbnb's success,
It often went against traditional business thinking.
especially when it came to things like scalability and profit.
Right.
But Chesky firmly believes that you can't always measure what matters most.
Right.
He's all about intuition and heart in business.
He even quotes Albert Einstein. Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts.
That's so true.
It's not just about data.
Right.
It's about trusting your gut, your instincts, creating something that resonates on a deeper level.
Yeah.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
Anyone who's ever felt pressured to prioritize the number.
Over their own feelings.
And that brings us to company culture.
Oh, yes.
Chesky's adamant that culture is the most important thing you will ever design
Yeah.
because it's the engine that designs everything else.
But what does that actually look like?
Right. What are the tangible things that
Yeah.
make it so unique?
Well, it really is about tapping into that fundamental human need to belong.
Okay.
He believes that people are inherently good
Mm-hmm.
and that we're more alike than we are different.
Powerful belief.
It is.
especially in a world that can feel so divided sometimes.
Yeah.
But how do you actually build a company culture that reflects those values?
Well, it starts with the leader. He's very clear about that. He says, your company culture is an extension of your own values
Mm-hmm.
and the way you choose to lead.
Okay.
And he's a self-proclaimed perfectionist,
Okay.
obsessed with details, simplicity,
Yeah.
creating a cohesive experience.
Almost like he's applying those industrial design principles
Yeah.
to the company itself.
Totally. He's
Yeah.
not just building a product, he's crafting an entire ecosystem
Right.
where everything's connected and intentional.
Breaking away from traditional corporate structure.
Right. He implemented a radical approach at Airbnb.
How so?
He did away with separate divisions.
Okay.
Runs a company like a giant startup.
No silos,
Uh-huh.
no bureaucracy.
Just pure creative energy flowing through the organization.
That's bold.
It is.
Especially for a company that big.
Right. Most companies that size, they get bogged down in layers of management.
Totally.
But it's that startup mentality that allows them to stay agile and innovative
Right.
and allows them to focus on the things that really matter. You know,
Quality customer experience.
all those small details
Yeah.
that make a big difference.
And it sounds like he's really hands-on when it comes to maintaining that focus.
He is
Always looking for ways to improve.
always, yeah, he uses this analogy of a gardener carefully tending to their plants,
Okay.
constantly pruning, shaping them to ensure they flourish.
That's how he approaches company culture.
Exactly, an ongoing process,
Always evolving.
growing.
And that process never more important than during a time of crisis.
Yeah, he really believes that a crisis can actually be a catalyst for growth,
Right.
forcing you to confront your values, make decisions that truly reflect who you are.
Leading with your heart.
Yeah, making principled decisions, he calls them.
As opposed to just business decisions.
Exactly.
Like during the pandemic.
Yeah.
When Airbnb lost 80% of its business.
I mean, talk about a crisis,
He could have made decisions just based on financial survival.
right? He could have, but he didn't.
What did he do?
He chose to prioritize his employees.
Oh.
Well, he offered generous severance packages and went above and beyond to help them find new jobs.
Wow.
He even reached out to other CEOs personally,
Oh, wow.
asking them to consider hiring his former employees.
That's a level of compassion you don't often see
You don't.
in the corporate world.
No, especially during a crisis.
Yeah, it really speaks volumes
It has.
about his character,
Right?
the culture he's built at Airbnb,
Yeah.
leading with empathy, even in the face of adversity.
It's a reminder that the choices we make in those difficult moments
Yeah.
define us.
Yeah.
They become part of our legacy, and they shape the culture around us.
And speaking of legacy,
Right.
Chesky's story is full of valuable lessons for
Mm.
anyone seeking to build a meaningful one.
Absolutely. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a creative,
Right.
someone just navigating life.
His journey highlights the importance of staying true to your values, embracing creativity.
Right. Prioritizing human connection.
But it also reveals the potential pitfalls of success. He talks about how achieving that $100 billion valuation with Airbnb's IPO
Right.
didn't bring him that lasting happiness that he expected.
It's like he reached the top of the mountain,
Right.
realized the view wasn't what he imagined.
His daily life hadn't really changed.
No.
Still grappling with.
Feelings of loneliness, emptiness,
Yeah.
difficult realization.
It must have been. How did he?
Well, he started by looking inward,
Okay.
examining his motivations and reevaluating his priorities.
Mm-hmm.
He realized that he'd been so focused on building Airbnb
Yeah.
that he neglected his personal life, the people he cared about.
He achieved incredible external success.
But at what cost?
Right. Wake up call.
It was, and he responded by making some significant changes.
Like what?
He began to prioritize his relationships, reaching out to old friends,
Mm-hmm.
making a conscious effort to stay connected.
So success is about so much more than just reaching the top.
It is. It's about the journey, the connections we make along the way.
Right. The impact we have on others.
Exactly. And I think perhaps most importantly,
Mhm.
he started to think about how he could use his platform, his influence, to make a positive impact on the world.
Okay.
And his vision for Airbnb's next chapter is a reflection of that shift in perspective.
Okay.
It's about moving beyond simply providing accommodations
Okay.
and instead creating a global community that fosters connection,
Okay.
combats loneliness.
That's ambitious.
It is to think that a company could actually help combat loneliness on a global scale.
It's pretty remarkable.
It is, but he believes it's possible.
Okay.
And it's a vision that's deeply rooted in his personal values and his own experiences with loneliness.
Right.
He's not just talking about it, he's actively working to make it a reality.
So what does this all mean for our listener?
I think Chesky's story offers a powerful reminder that success isn't just about what we achieve. It's about who we become along the way.
It's about finding our purpose, nurturing our relationships.
Exactly.
Using our talents to make a positive impact. It's about recognizing that true fulfillment comes from within.
Yeah.
The journey is just as important as the destination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chesky's path hasn't been without its challenges,
Of course not.
but it's a testament to the transformative power of creativity, empathy, and the pursuit of genuine connection.
And it's a story that offers valuable insights
Absolute.
for all of us, regardless of our career paths, our life goals.
Right.
Now, before we wrap things up,
Okay.
let's explore one more intriguing aspect
Oh, yeah.
of Chesky's approach.
Mm-hmm.
His unique leadership style and the unconventional decisions that shaped Airbnb's culture.
I think people might be surprised to hear this.
Yeah, coming from the CEO of a $100 billion company.
So what's so unconventional about his leadership style?
It got me curious.
Well, he doesn't believe in just dictating the culture, from the top down. It's more hands-on. He actively shapes and nurtures the company's values through his actions.
Leading by example.
Exactly, embodying the values he wants to see.
Yeah, that's more powerful than any memo or mission statement could ever be.
Right. It's one thing to hear about a company's values.
Right.
It's another thing to see them actually lived out by the CEO.
Especially the CEO, yeah.
Right.
And his employees see that.
They do. They see his passion, his dedication,
Yeah.
his unwavering commitment to creating a company that's both successful and meaningful.
I can see how that would be inspiring.
It is.
And what about his decision-making?
Oh, yeah. One of the most striking examples is his approach to decision-making.
Okay.
He believes in pulling decision-making in
Pulling decision-making in, okay.
rather than pushing it down.
I'm not sure what that means.
So it means he wants everyone to feel connected to the company's core values
Okay.
and to be involved in shaping its direction.
Okay.
It's not about him making all the decisions alone.
So it's collaborative.
It is, he wants input from people at all levels.
Creates a sense of shared ownership.
Yeah. Responsibility empowers employees.
And this was crucial during the pandemic.
Oh, absolutely. When faced with that unprecedented crisis.
Yeah.
He didn't just retreat to a corner office and make decisions in isolation.
He brought everyone together.
Exactly.
Like we were talking about.
Right.
Leading with empathy.
Yeah, he rallied his team, fostered open communication.
Encouraged everybody to work together.
Exactly. Created a sense of unity and purpose.
Reminded everyone that we're all in this together.
And that helped Airbnb not only survive the pandemic,
but come out stronger.
Yeah, it's really a testament to the power of collective action.
And the importance of building a company culture.
That can withstand anything.
Yeah.
Even the most challenging times.
It really is. Ultimately, I think Chesky's story is a reminder that leadership is not about giving orders.
It's not. It's about inspiring and empowering others.
Creating a shared vision.
Yeah.
Fostering a culture where everyone feels valued, respected.
Connected to something larger than themselves.
Sounds like he created something special at Airbnb.
He has. And it's something we can all learn from. Whether we're leading a company, a team, or just navigating our own lives.
Chesky's journey reminds us that we all have the potential to make a difference.
Yeah.
Not just through our work, but through how we live our lives, how we interact with others.
Absolutely.
It's about embracing our creativity, pursuing our passions.
Using our talents.
Yeah, creating something meaningful.
Recognizing that success isn't just about what we achieve,
Right.
but who we become along the way.
Brian Chesky said, "The world needs more creative thinkers who dare to imagine a better future and lead with heart."
Such a great quote.
So what kind of world do you want to design?
That's the question.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.